Shall we remember? 35 million years ago. We are just 30 million years after the end of the so-called dinosaur period. One of the biggest revolutions in nature happens, the birth of flowers. And with them, a huge variety of new essential oils appear after the conifer oils. The appearance of hundreds of thousands of flowering plants is a kind of slow-motion quantum leap in the evolution of our planet. It will all allow the full development of a huge variety of animals, insect, birds, mammal species. Nature opens its full palette of creativity. From the hummingbird to the human being, we witness the spectacular development of nature's thoughts. Flowers will be the great seducers of the animal kingdom to proliferate over the earth. Soon the time for man will come. We do not want to forget, flowers and plants are in a sense our ancestors in the chain of evolution. Their subtle intelligence bestows oxygen to our atmosphere, food to our bodies, shelter for our homes, beauty to our existence, and medicine against our mistakes. What says the oldest text of mankind, the Indian Rig Veda in the 10th mandala, hymn 97? Herbs that sprang up in times of old, 3 ages earlier than the gods. Reliever is your mother's name, and hence restorers are you called. Rivers are you, with wings that fly, keep far whatever brings disease. Yes, it fills one with awe to see that medicinal plants, and often together with their essential oils, have been used for tens, rather to say hundreds of thousands of years, to heal and enhance all 4 realms of human existence, affecting us on the spiritual, emotional, mental and physical levels. They were once a daily part of life, and many ancient texts and records indicate that they were used to treat virtually every ailment and condition known to mankind at the time. We did not have chemical or analytical laboratories at that time, of course, it is true, but the laboratory was in the minds and hearts of those knowers of reality, who had studied from inside to outside the intricacies of nature and of the human species. Yes, the science of life is an ancient theme on our planet, as is the science of healing. Our ancestors were believing in full symbiotic cooperation with nature. Through simple trial and error methods, precise observation, and, in the best cases, revelation, they created traditions of green medicine, which was good for thousands of years. Even what we understand today as natural or parallel medicine is just the tip of an iceberg, which may just give us a glimpse of a promise hidden underneath our surface of understanding. But despite a certain resurrection of the ancient healing systems worldwide, and over thousands of research studies from recent decades on the beneficial effects of essential oils, the latter have been exposed to increasing regulations from governmental institutions with a clear aim to restrict the free access of their healing energies to the private user. Farmers in Provence, for example, protested a few years back against the so-called REACH regulations, forcing them to document that lavender oil, for example, is a chemical product, with all the costs and paperwork connected to that. There seems to be some kind of desire burning in the background of people and kindled by certain interest groups to make it possible that essential oils and plant medicine as such are to be considered on the same level as chemical drugs. Healing claims, therefore, which for the synthetic drug business are financed by the hundreds of millions, are illegal today when it comes to nature's medicine, mainly due to a lack of powerful financial groups who would need to unite in favor of plant medicine. Looks pretty much as if the business with disease is a successful undertaking, especially when one considers that pharma drugs are all patented and medicinal plants and their essential oils are not, cannot and should not. Well, some have tried it, though not too long ago. Some US company had tried, for example, to patent the sacred Indian neem tree a while ago. Some other tried with the curcuma plant. And yes, the essential oil of Agonis fragrans has been successfully trademarked a few years back under the name of Fragonia by an Australian company collaborating with a French aromatherapy doctor. Not too bad, isn't it? In the meantime, the global drug and pharma market seems to explode. Here a quote from Dr. Rod Hell's foundation: "With criticism of soaring drug prices continuing to grow, health data firm IMS Health has forecast that the pharmaceutical industry's annual global sales will increase by 30% to reach a dizzying $1.4 trillion by 2020. Driven by the skyrocketing prices of new drugs, scandalous price rises for existing ones, and disease-mongering propaganda that attempts to place entire populations into at-risk groups requiring drug treatment, there can now be no doubt that the business with disease is financially unsustainable. Unless mankind is therefore able to free itself from the strangling grip of the pharma cartel, national healthcare systems will become increasingly at risk of bankruptcy." End of quote. To conclude on the subject, tens of thousands of years of traditional folk medicinal knowledge, which started again to play a major role in the approach of modern time to self-healing, has now become a subject of controversial discussions and restrictions. Here a quote: "The pharmacopoeias of just Western herbal medicine, Ayurveda and TCM, the traditional Chinese medicine, include up to 1,500 different plant species. By contrast, after nearly a decade of operation, the THMPD's Traditional Herbal Medicine Product Directive, with its simplified registration scheme, has allowed just a total of 133 herbal species through its doors. Very few of them are associated exclusively with non-European traditions. The list of approved indications for herbal products is similarly brief, consisting of a mere 14 therapeutic areas." End of quote. Again, quote from the Rod Health Foundation: "When one additionally takes into account issues such as drug toxicity, drug-induced illness, and the funding of patient charity groups as a means of gaining influence, it becomes clear that the pharma industry is holding human health to ransom. In this respect, it is equally apparent that governments, while aware of the facts, are failing dismally in their duty to properly regulate drug companies." End of quote. So then, a few decades of pharma and allopathy, allo means other pharmacy, in a fight against a good million years of medicinal plant alliance with human beings on our planet, Looks a bit arrogant to say the least. But let's rather think positive again. There's not the only reality this year. In terms of evolution of our planet towards a new cycle of awakening, Gaia, our beloved Earth, has ever provided its amazing life forms with adequate means to reinstall balance and harmony. The sun resounds in ancient ways, as says the famous German poet Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. The plants of Gaia are capturing the sun's melodies since ever, nourishing themselves with his cosmic frequencies, turning them into life, returning his life as energy, food, and medicine to Gaia's inhabitants. We know in the famous Gaia theory, Gaia, our Earth, is considered a living, intelligent, self-regulating organism. So all atmosphere, oceans, plants, animals, human beings are all interconnected with it. They form the organs of this deity, our planet Earth. When human beings or animals turn sick, when their brain emits chaotic energies and their behavior becomes destructive, Gaia sends them the specific healing plants needed for the re-establishment of harmony. The plants have their own role to play in the circle of energy exchange among all living beings, and Gaia maintains the universal homeostasis. So let's conclude for today. Nature is our best ally and will definitely survive the strangest alienations. The alienations of our often degenerated systems of health giving, of our unbelievable non-willingness to globally stop pollution, of our more than stubborn maintenance of our ignorance about the depths of human consciousness. But nature heals in her own way, and not to forget, nature heals through energy and joy, or as William Blake said, energy is joy. To come back to our aromatic allies, essential oils are joyful substances. They are healers that heal through joy. Joy is the best healer in the universe. Joy is the eternal shaman inside ourselves. And the study of joy is the study of the science of life. What does the famous Taittiriya Upanishad, an ancient Vedic text, say? Out of bliss these beings are born, in bliss they are sustained, and in the end in bliss they emerge again.